Hey Piggy peeps, welcome back to Piggy Crumbs. Today we have a slight update kind of video. As you can see, the cage is looking quite different. I mentioned in my cage cleaning video, which is a couple of videos back, but I'll link at the top in case you've missed it, that unfortunately the way the cage was previously set up, so it was a 4x3, so 3 deep, because I'm quite short, I was struggling to clean the back of the cage properly without leaning on the front grids, and I was very aware that basically by leaning on the grids I was kind of bending them, and I really didn't want to cause any damage or anything, so I have had a little ponder since that video of ways to kind of redevelop the cage but also keep the same size, and this is what we've come up to. So the cage is slightly bigger than the last one. It's 1 grid square extra, so it's pretty much the same. The best bit though is from the previous cage I couldn't actually sort of light it very well, and I'm very conscious that my living room is very dark normally, just because of the orientation, and I live in a terraced house, so I only have kind of the back window in this room. It is a nice lovely kind of patio door, so it's nice and bright, but it doesn't let in too much light. So especially with winter coming, I was very conscious that I wanted the piggies to have as much light as possible, so I wanted to keep them in this corner of the room so they get as much daylight as possible, but also I needed to obviously light this. So I have some big lights that do light this corner, but I now also have in that back corner where the grids come in a stand light, and I'll zoom in a bit closer so you can see that. So like I mentioned, this back bit here is basically 1 square grid that I've kind of taken out, and this basically lets me, let's see if I can do this, add one of my Ikea lights here so that I can light just this corner of the room, and also obviously I have the big lights on the piggies as well here. So giving you a setup of the cage, this corner right by sort of my patio doors is kind of the hay box area. I've got the 2 hay boxes here, so it's more than enough for 3 piggies to all fit in at once, so there'll be no squabbling. I've also got 1 water bottle here so that it's right next to the hay, because I do find that when they're eating hay that's when they want to drink water, and I've got the bigger one just there because again it's near where I put the pellets, and which is another time that they generally drink a lot of water, and they've been drinking a lot more water than usual recently, so very strange. But I'm glad, because they didn't drink water for a long time. I think it was probably because the veggies were maybe a bit more watery and they've not been recently, but yeah, they're enjoying life, drinking lots of water. So this section here then has their orange covered hay house. It's a Woodlands Pets at Home, but the brand is Rosewood, that's it. And it was kind of like it's a cardboard box basically covered in hay. It used to only have like an archway to go in, but they've obviously eaten all that and they've added a sunroof in it. So it's a nice kind of hideaway cottage seaside feel at the moment. I'm letting them, they're still loving that and nibbling on that. They've had it for absolutely ages, probably a year and a bit, but to be honest, it's still good. It's not urine stained or anything, so that's still going strong. So I might replace that very soon, because it's these two's, yeah, these two's birthday very soon. So we'll wait and see. Also, sorry if you can see it, Rocky also has a bad eye at the moment. We're back at the vet's tomorrow, which is Saturday morning, and yeah, he's got issues. He basically had a hair stuck behind it, which gave it an infection. But Rocky has some issues, and I think he has like a lower immunity, so we're actually 4 weeks on and the eye's not getting better, so I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I will do a video on that when I know what's actually going to go on, because at the moment I haven't had too much to say. So yeah, video coming soon about that. They've then got a little house here, one of their igloos, which is too small for 2 piggies because they do like to kind of cuddle up, but it matched the red theme, so I've popped it in. They've also got a few toys in that corner, there, and they're just munching on a little treat there because they've had their floor time and they've gone back in a freshly clean cage. So they're enjoying some snacks, and of course Gus's is straight at the bowl getting them all. But they're all there enjoying them. So then moving on to the final section, we've got a house there, a Bettle house, which actually came with their first cage that I got from Amazon. It was kind of a pet store cage, a metre long, but it came with a pen because I was very conscious that they needed space and I wasn't sure on kind of what setup to get. So I did get a pet store, but I attached the pen to it, and that house actually came free with that set. So it's been worthwhile just for that house, to be honest. And it wasn't expensive at all. It was a good first cage to kind of figure out where I was going to put them. It was a good sort of size. When they were young, it encouraged them not to jump out and things. So, but definitely CNC cages. Had I have known back then, I probably would have got one of these straight away. Yeah. Then they've got obviously this hay covered tunnel here, which again is from, I think, Rosewood, or it's Pets at Home or something. They've had a good nibble of that. The inside is all completely gone, but the outside isn't. So I've put that in just to see if maybe if someone's chewing the house, then someone else can chew the hay tunnel. And then lastly, just here in the corner, we've got two of Squeak Dreams Heidi Huts, the fleece Heidi Huts that I've done a video on. So again, I'll link that at the top as a card if you haven't seen that video, but I did a whole review on them. This will be our second set of these, so I did a comparison how it related to the other one that we'd ordered as well, just because I think they're amazing and I wanted to show how amazing they were. So I've done a full whole length video there if you want to check them out. So just back to the overview, my piggies are obviously in a 2x6 and a bit now, which is a good size for 3 piggies. I always in every video link down below a load of resources good for information for piggies, so I'll link down the website that has the kind of minimum cage requirements for 1, 2, 3 piggies. As I've mentioned before, you shouldn't really have one, but there are all the details down there. And these 3 are just enjoying the new home, so they're all getting to know where things are going. I've mixed it up a little bit from last week. The hay was all in the same place, but the beds have moved around a little bit. And yeah, we're going for a red theme this time, so we've got enough to go with. I will be making some more cage liners now. I'm happy with the cage as well, because I definitely do not have enough, and especially with winter coming, they don't dry as quick in the winter. They dry pretty quick, but I do need probably a 3rd or 4th set, just to give me enough leeway if I can't clean them straight away. Maybe it's raining outside, I can't shake them off, or, you know, all the things that life brings. But yeah, I'll give you some nice clips of the piggies enjoying their new cage now.